Hey, listen, I will admit that in walking through any room with a television set on, if there is any kind of game on, I will stop and at least spend a little time trying to figure out whether I like the rules and whether I like the prizes or not. I'm kind of a sucker for this. And I'm particularly delighted when a friend like Mark Cordes is not only a part of a big show coming up, but he brings along Pete Griffin to explain it. So, Mark, listen, before we get to the laughs, I want to find out about Pete Griffin. Not that you are not funny, Pete. You understand, of course, that this is a matter of his career as a stand-up comic.
That's right, and I'll try to use the proper body language in this conversation.
And your career consists of what?
I'm the president and CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters. And,
that's a good career.
I think so. And one of the things we're really excited about is February 9th, which is just 2 weeks away. We've got our first major event coming up called The Big Show. And the difference between what we're doing and other things that might be happening in the community is this is a very different take on the typical nonprofit fundraiser. It's more intimate. There's comedy. You're going to see young people showcased during the night. And the entire event's going to happen in the context of classic game shows, which is why we're really excited to have Mark hosting the show.
So that cuts down then on the possibility of long speeches.
There's not going to be long speeches. Thankfully, no one's going to see me up on stage, boring them, telling them about what we do. It's all going to be done through the big brothers and little brothers and sisters in our program.
And Mark, you know as well as I do that when we are there either to MC or to entertain at a fundraiser, about halfway through, the consommé begins to jelly on your table. But this is a great idea. Did they come to you, or did you help out with the original idea?
Well, they came to me and said, hey, we want to do a fundraiser. Let's bounce some ideas off each other. And we I think it was just kind of a brainstorming session that got carried away. And
are there going to be games that we're familiar with?
Yes.
Or variations of things that are familiar? What?
Well, they're going to be kind of takeoffs on games that we've all grown up with. You know, like Kids Say the Darndest Things, and the Newly Matched game will be a takeoff of the newly
You just said
game.
one of my favorites. Kids Say the Darndest Thing. Art Linkletter talking
Fabulous.
to kids.
Yeah.
And if you tried to sell that idea now, they would kick you down the elevator shaft. You know?
Right.
Well, what's it going to be, and where is the flashing? Is there a wheel and lightning bolt? No. It's just an older guy talking to kids, and nobody's ever forgotten it.
No, and we're going to revive that on February 9th, and it's going to be great because we're going to showcase a lot of these kids that are looking for matches, and have them up on.
Every time I hear about kids looking for matches, there is truly that heartbreaking picture of the kid sitting next to the phone, waiting for somebody to call. He's signed up, or she's signed up. Okay, I want a big brother or big sister, and then they wait.
And that's really one of the points of the event, is that aside from just going there and having fun and being part of these game shows, you're actually going to learn a lot about our program. So with Kids Say the Darndest Things, you're going to learn about some of these kids that are littles in our program and waiting to be matched. Through the Newly Matched game, you're going to learn about that relationship between bigs and littles. And then we're also going to have a game, which is This Is Your Life, where we're going to talk about the outcomes of our program. So aside from it just being a fun night, you're going to get to support our program, but also really learn a little bit more, but in a different context, a lot more exciting than just me getting up there and talking.
Tom Ambrose, formerly the Phoenix Suns, and a close friend of Big Brothers and Sisters, just loves this program so much. And I don't know anybody that doesn't. What's the problem with getting enough adults to participate?
Well, you know what? Our biggest challenge is finding, really adult men to be big brothers.
Not the women?
The women, thankfully, come out in droves, and we always need, more bigs, whether they're male or female. But of the 400 kids we've got on our waiting list, they're all boys, and they're waiting for men to come out and volunteer to be big brothers to them. And
How many?
We've got about 400 on our waiting list right now. And we know, as anyone knows, there's so many single moms out there, there's so many young people out there that just don't have a positive male figure in our life. So for any men that want to get involved, we really need big brothers more than ever.
Okay, right now, here's your opportunity. You're talking to thousands of people across the state of Arizona, not just the Valley, but there are chapters in different communities in the Valley, across the state of Arizona. Tell them what you expect. Tell the guys. As always, the women are ahead of the game. They're nurturing. They're taking care of business. So, guys, get off your fat couch and listen to this, would you please? And know that somebody needs what? How much time?
You know, it's incredible. It's not that much time. All we ask is that they meet with their little brother twice a month for at least a year. So you're looking at maybe a minimum of 24 hours through the course of a year. And the interesting thing is the common response is, I don't have time. You know, Larry Fitzgerald from the Cardinals was a big brother. As a professional football player, I think his time constraints are pretty significant. He's able to do it. We've got Aaron Matos, the CEO of Jobbing.com, is a big brother in our program. We've got folks that are accountants, students at ASU, athletes at ASU. So everyone can find the time. I'm a big brother. It takes only about an hour or so out of my week to do that. So it's something that if you make the time, it really ends up not being too much of your time, but the impact you have is incredible.
But hold on just a second. I'm hearing a voice. We have that skill. I'm hearing a voice, and I hear a whole bunch of guys saying, but I don't know how to do that. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I have the background to be able to entertain a child and fulfill his needs.
Yeah, and there's no special skill set you have. You come in, you come through an interview with us so we get to know you. We do a background check, which is one of the reasons that, Pat, you might not be a big brother, because that background check is pretty tough.
Hold on just a second. Excuse me, Mark and I understand rim shots.
But then you come in and, you know, you don't have any special skill. The fact is just hanging out with your little brother, playing games, helping with your homework, you know, teaching them life lessons as you go through the course of your interactions. That's all it is. It's really not a science.
So, Mark, my background on the Wallace and Ladmo show is someone who wore an enormous wardrobe of feminine clothes. That's what they were concerned about.
Well, you could be a big sister. You know what I've found is really cool about this, just from watching the matches that are already made, is exactly what Pete just said. There's a lot of guys that say, hey, I love playing video games. My wife gives me a hard time about playing video games. Now I got a little brother that'll do it with me.
Yeah.
Or go bowling or throw the football around or whatever.
Okay, specifically, are you going to be the host of every game?
Yes.
And where do the contestants come from?
Well, there's going to be literally kids right from the pool of that need bigs.
But the kids themselves are playing the games that night?
Yes.
Okay, all right, great.
And we've already matched up some of the, like on the newly matched game, we're going to have some couples that are you know, some bigs.
But it sounds like a really, really fun evening, and not all fundraisers are.
Exactly. We've been through our share of those together on a couple of these.
Are you going to do any stand-up?
I'm going to do a little stand-up, and you know what? I want to put a plug in. Not only is this a great idea and a great concept, and a great cause, but it's going to be at the best comedy club in the country. It just opened downtown at Cityscape, and it's Stand Up Live.
Stand Up Live, yeah. And you know what? It really is like a supper club for those who go back to the era of having a lovely dinner and a great surrounding. It's a terrific club. And the date is?
February 9th, so it's basically 2 weeks away. It's a Thursday night. The event starts at 7 p.m. And the other good thing is it's only about an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours. So you're not going to be sitting there for 4 hours looking at your clock, when do I get home? You're in, you're out, you have fun, you get food and drinks, and you support a great cause.
And afterwards, the ideal thing would be for you to leave and say, gee, you know what? That didn't last long enough. I had such a good time. That might mean that you would continue your association with big brothers and big sisters, and that wouldn't be bad either. You have an opportunity to check out our website and theirs, and if you want to talk to your little brother about space, hold on just a moment. We'll fill in the rest of the information coming up.
Let's sell some tickets.